Hey traders, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to chart and make your setup. That way you can have a plan for your entry and exit in any day trading or swing, as well as investment for long term, because those areas are important area that allows you to determine your support and your resistance area where you have to take an action based on those technical areas. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. As you can see, I'm using Thinkorswim, or as TOS, the short term. This platform is from TD and also available for American or Canadian resident. I don't know about other country, but you can always register, I guess. Let's focus on what we were gonna do. I am going to share with you how to set up your chart. If you are not familiar with Thinkorswim, this is the single chart, and you can save or create many different views of the chart. But I will show you where to go. On the right corner where it says there's a little icon that says show grid action. You just click on that and then uncheck or check the customize grid. So what this one does, it allows you to create as many as chart as you want based on the area of the screen. So this plus button shows when I click that, it's gonna add another chart to my right side like so. And the same thing with the other button here. If I click it, it's gonna add one below it. But since we don't need this, I'm gonna click on the delete. So I only have one now on the right, and I'm going to have another one also added, and also this one. Okay, so in this area we can add, we already added 3 chart, but we want to link it to our main chart. So by doing this, you choose the link icon here. I always use the red for my primary view or page or chart, so you can do the same thing. So because we want to look at the stock or indices or whatever we are looking with the different time frame, but it has to be linked together, right? So let's get rid of that grid by going there and uncheck that customize grid. Now we have all this area that we are going to use, and I'm not gonna go more into all this indicator below it because I use certain indicator, but my main focus on this video is about just showing you how to chart and what to look for. So from left to right, I have a lower time frame to the higher time frame. So my first time frame is 1 minute, 1 day 5, or intraday 5 minutes. My second one, I also want to have 20 days, 1 or 30 days, depend on what you are looking for. But because we have 20 days pretty much trading day in the month, so you can choose this or you can use 30, so doesn't really matter much. But that's what I use 21 hour, my second chart, and my third chart I use a yearly or annual or 1 year daily. So if you press on customize, if you don't have it, you can add it here, year and day, and click add. I have it here on the left. I'm just gonna add that. And then my last one, I'm going to use also daily, but this time I'm going to use the maximum available, and I choose weekly. And then what I can do here is just highlight in the area that is important for me. Like here I can see that I am looking at 410, it's an area of interest, and then I just draw a line and then mark it the way I want it to be marked, make it stronger so I can see it better. So here, this is where we showing the area of interest or magnificent area that price action happen, and we have a price action in this area, right? So when you do this, I'm gonna maximize this chart, which is my long term. You can always use, or I always use, the long term chart for my drawing. So I look at the bigger chart with the bigger time frame or longer time frame to find the area of importance. So, and then I mark it because then I know where the stock has reacted based on that area. So it's easier for me to see a better picture. So as you can see, I already highlighted some area. When you do highlight, you can go and change the color or thickness of the line so you can see it on the chart better by just making it bold or a little bit oversize it the way you feel like you can basically not miss it. So, and this is how I highlight. I'm not going to go through all of them, but these are the area that the stock it's been reacting before, and in the history of it, it's shown that this area are important. As you can see, I already have this coloring and also marking here, so I know what to look for when the stock gets to that area, right? So that way I don't miss it. If this happen again, I don't miss it because I already did my drawing. This is like doing your homework, practicing your trading by charting. It's very important, right? Because if you don't have a charting, how do you know what the stock is gonna do when certain area that you haven't looked at it's gonna react to, if you are going long or short? That's why you need to have those lining or drawing so you know what to expect and what happens if that breakout happen, right? So that's why I do it with the long term, so it's easier for me to follow because that's going to affect my other chart when I'm doing it long term. So let's go back to normal size. As you can see, when I did the drawing here on my other chart, which is a different time frame, I also can see in a different time frame what to expect. So now I know this area or important area, or it's the area of interest per se. So you can see what to expect if ever we are in this area, right? And if you haven't reached that area, at least you can feel or can see it, you're getting close to it, so you may want to take a decision based on those areas. And of course, in a lower time frame, we can see the stock is, depending of your day trader, but even with day trading, these are the important part that you can see on your chart, right? So as you can see, if you were day trader here, that line, look what happened. As soon as it hit that line, it rejected again, it went bounced up. And in here, it clearly bounced up because that area was the important area, right? Because we already had a line indicating what to expect. Let's go back to our main one and add a study. Okay, as you can see, I don't have anything here, but I already made some preloaded. But let's say I want to do exponential moving average. You just click here and add. I like to have two exponential moving average for my long-term chart, and then average volume, and then RSI, as well as MACD if you want to. And you can also, if you're interested to see the expected move, you can always add ATR, which is average true range. So that way you can have a good easy glance of where the stock is reacting to what indicator. Okay, so that was a study, but I have to finish up this study parameters. So if you go to the moving exponential moving average, we want to use 50-day moving average. Okay, and I color it based on what I like. To be consistent, I always suggest make sure you follow the same coloring for all your charts, so that way your eyes gets used to it and understand it without looking up to see what the line or color indicates. So I added 50 and 200, and as you can see, we all now have it here. The green line is, let me maximize it again. The green line is the 200, and that's why it's important. If you can see, every time the stock came to 200 moving average, it reacted, had bounced back up again. And the same thing with 50. Every time stock came to 50, respected it, and if it failed, spec was for other moving average, which is 200. Here, as you can see on the chart, we crossed the 50, but as soon as we hit the 200, we got bounced up again and went through the 50 again, and started moving above 50-day moving average respectfully all the time for those so many weeks. Each candle represent a week. Okay, each candle respected to those moving averages and reacted based on this moving average. And our highlighted area are the area of resistance and support. But regardless, you have to also look at the area of moving average. That's why it's already pre-built for you. You just have to watch it closely. So now that we have this out of our hand, we can see where what else to look for when the stock actually reacting to those areas. So one thing I forgot to show you is, since we added those, now we have to save it. So name it whatever you want. I already have a name, long-term one, so I can load it for my next chart, which is also a long-term or long time frame. So all I have to do, go to study and then click on load, and this is long term. It's gonna load it for me here too, so I don't have to do much. You just have to align your chart based on your setup. Okay, and this one also we want to go to study and load long term and adjust your just, the way it's your personal preferences, the way you want it to set up the chart viewing. So you can see I have a different view here and then here, because I need to see more stuff on the shorter time frame, and I don't need to see VWAP or any other indicator in the long term, because it has no meaning for it. VWAP is only good for the shorter time frame because it's a lagging indicator. So as you can see now, we have 1 month hourly or 20 days hourly we have daily, 1 year daily and weekly max, as well as my shorter time frame is 5. Which I already have different indicator for those. So that's why when I'm looking at the chart, I can simply see where to watch and what am I expecting for the stock to react based on this area, right? So, and then you can also find out, oh, maybe I should, for instance, here, the SPY reacted to 456 and bounced down to 454 and is holding the 455. So is this area important? Yes, of course it is. If you look at the daily, if you look at the daily chart, 456, this, you look at the left side of the chart, this area also been very important in that time frame, right? So that's why the stock keeps going between this 257 and 253. It's playing in this zone. Why? Because there is resistance and support, like 252, 251, or 252 would be a good support now, and then 257 is also a resistance. So there is like $5 movement for this area. If you are into this, if you are trading this, you have to make sure you respect those area until it's otherwise proven. So this is why it's very important to draw your chart in so you can have a better view of the stock movement based on what was the important area. Okay, so Tesla, for instance. So if you want to draw a Tesla, I have some levels here and I have some levels here. So you can see Tesla is reacting to these levels now. Okay, so like for instance here, you can see Tesla is reacted to this line, and then also is trying to hold a 200 moving average. That's why we need to have a 200 moving average. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope there is a value in this video and you learned something. If you do so, I appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up and share the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe for a video like this, and let me know in a comment below if you have any question or if any feedback. I appreciate it, and of course I'm gonna read them through, and I'll let you know in a comment area if there is anything to reply. And until next video, have a wonderful trading day. Good luck.